Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. The Pilots Federation can be seen as perhaps the one true, all-powerful organisation within the galaxy. They have the power to decide whether a player should live or die, they control the information a player has access to, they are everywhere, and they have influence over pretty much everything. The Pilots Federation issues bounties, they own and control Galnet, they have control over which star systems are permit locked, they even own many of the systems and software used within player ships. Yet despite their ubiquitous presence, the Pilots Federation ultimately feels like a damp sponge. Some may say that fits the Pilots Federation agenda perfectly. After all, in terms of law, the Pilots Federation's agenda is to remain neutral and independent of politics. However, it's also true to say that the aim of the Pilots Federation is to provide a safe, balanced world for all citizens whilst simultaneously keeping said citizens informed. So let's take a closer look at that. Firstly then, who are the Pilots Federation? Well, the Pilots Federation original charter was to provide both a safety network for citizens as well as to create a trade network. With the rise of individuals gaining access to powerful long-range ships, cases of piracy started to grow very fast. The Pilots Federation was created to provide mutual protection for its members and to create a trusted network of pilots in which the galaxy could invest missions, jobs and other work. It achieved this in two ways. Firstly, by only accepting the best of the best into its ranks, those then who have proven themselves worthy. And secondly, by issuing bounties against anyone who attacked a Pilots Federation member. Eventually, this protection system led to the current ranks of harmless through to elite. So here's where things start to get a little strange and to an extent a little illogical. Any ship, whether NPC or player, who has a Pilots Federation rank is also a member of the Pilots Federation. In terms of law, it makes little sense then that an individual who is a known criminal would be able to retain their Pilots Federation membership. The Pilots Federation, if you remember, was created in order to build a network of trusted pilots. However, here we are with an organisation that is full of pirates, murderers and thieves. Now take this concept a little further and extend it into in-game mechanics, and the logic of the Pilots Federation breaks apart even further. Both NPCs and players can do any hostile or criminal action, yet still retain their Pilots Federation perks, and the perks are many in case you're wondering. The Pilots Federation own Galnet. They are responsible for all trade data. They issue and control a massive galaxy-wide bounty system. They also control the permit lock network. As you can see, losing Pilots Federation membership would be a risky endeavour. So then, should, or even could, losing Pilots Federation membership actually be a legitimate part of the game? Well, personally, I think that yes, this could be a legitimate new game mechanic. I also think that it should be one. Now, I'm fully aware that there is currently a crime and punishment system in Elite Dangerous, and it goes some way to doing what it's meant to do. But it also has a lot of problems. Now, I'm not going to address the current crime and punishment system in this video as it's a very wide subject. However, what I want to look at here is a system that could be used as an alternative, and one which could bring a lot of life to the game. So, the short of it is that any criminal action would risk losing the Pilots Federation membership. This would be a sliding scale based upon the level of criminal activity. For example, smuggling might be on the lower end of the scale, whilst ongoing murder sprees would be on the high end of the scale. At a certain point of criminal activity, whether that's measured by the bounty system or another entirely new system, the player would lose their Pilots Federation membership. The same rule should also apply to NPCs. This would mean losing elite ranking, access to markets, access to universal cartographics, access to owned permits, as well as access to any other benefits gained from being a Pilots Federation member. Now, that seems a pretty hard penalty, right? Well, it should be. It's in keeping with the law and fits established and existing game systems. But before you act too strongly and start wondering if old Obsidian has gone soft in the head, it's the next part which potentially makes this system very interesting. Whilst all space stations currently use Pilot Federation's network systems, such as the already mentioned market data, universal cartographics and other things, there are currently no space stations that use independent or private network systems. In short, there's no Mos Eisley, there's no hive of scum and villainy. Now, in a galaxy the size of Elite Dangerous is, with tens of thousands of inhabited systems and literally trillions of people, there really should be entire multitudes of dangerous locations that are hostile within the galaxy where people go together. Now, anarchy systems don't count in this case. They are merely systems with a certain government setup and a state of lawlessness. But even stations within anarchy systems currently use Pilot Federation resources. So what would be required here would be an entirely new category of station. Right now, there exists within the game both military and pirate installations. If a player approaches these, then the player will be attacked. It makes sense that these systems should be expanded. I mean, if you have a high military rank, then you shouldn't be attacked for approaching a military base within that same rank system. Likewise, if you're a known criminal, you shouldn't really be attacked for approaching a den of criminals. In short then, create an alternative location for criminals, stations that come with their own pros and cons, a place which criminals can call home, giving them a distinct benefit of their playstyle. Such station would come with a set of bonuses which could be determined by the developers. Meanwhile, criminals would find life difficult in civilized areas of space. Whilst they wouldn't be banned or blocked from those locations, they wouldn't get any services there simply because they're no longer a Pilots Federation member. Yes, it's similar in principle to the anonymous access concept, however this is far wider reaching. Yet it also expands the game by creating a Mos Eisley effect. Basically, both criminals and non-criminals gain from this system. Further, it would of course be possible for players to earn entry back into the Pilots Federation, whether through deed or credits. This would be a subject of balance. In the end though, the aim of a system like this would be to give validity to criminal gameplay of all types. It would make room for murderers or gankers or whatever else you want to call them, whilst at the same time giving that playstyle both a distinct disadvantage as it should, and potential advantages as well, depending on the nature of the space station that only they can access. And of course, they would effectively be locked out from many of the other areas that regular law-abiding citizens can access. And before you jump into the comments section and point out issues on griefing and ganking, to an extent I'd suggest that is a completely separate issue. Regardless of game mechanics or game type, someone will always find a way to annoy and frustrate, even if that means standing their obnoxiously designed avatar in the middle of your pristine new landscaped garden in World Builder XYZ. This video isn't about that subject, as it's a far larger issue and won't be fixed with a few simple changes. Now at the end of the day, all of this in this video is just a suggestion, and bottom line, it's only the extreme basic outlines of a suggestions that would need further working and development. Personally, I feel it's a solution that is far superior to the current crime and punishment system, simply because it works within the existing framework of the game by giving the Pilots Federation the place within civilization that the game insists it already has. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.